want to just thank the Lord for the opportunity that we are getting to come together and just do our devotions today. The devotion that I have is coming from the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 36. Something that is like a biography of one of the great men that lived in our days. And I want to read, we'll be able to share briefly. All right, verse 36. Now, when David had served God's purpose in his own generation, he fell asleep, was buried with his ancestors, and his body decayed. Here is a very short verse that is describing the life of David. But what I really like about this passage or this reference is that it highlights four things that are very critical for us to think. The first thing that is highlighted there is David. You know, David had a past. He was not always like a perfect person. He was born in a family, and he looked down on himself that even when they were looking for a king in their family, somehow they forgot the father. The father forgot that he had a certain son. So he was just an ordinary person. And many times when we look at ourselves with the way that we are ordinary and the challenges that we face in life, we think, oh, we cannot serve God. But David was an ordinary person like us. And then the second thing that we see is purpose. And this is a challenge that we have to say that in this world, there are many things that we can do. But it would be good for us to be said that we served God's purpose. And the third thing that I underline in this passage after David and served is the issue of the purpose of God. And I think it's important for us to be able to continue to seek God's purpose for our lives, because the enemy would want us to do something else. But it is very important for us to be able to look over and say, God, what is it that is your purpose that I need to be able to serve? And for many of us, his purpose is to be in the area of reaching and discipling the largest mission field that we've ever had, which is children. I mean, children are the largest mission field in any other place, especially for us in Africa. If you're going to get young people and put them on one side of the room, and you get adults and you put them on the other side of the room, one thing that you would notice is that children will be many. And it's important for us not to neglect children and to serve them and to minister to them. But children are not only the largest, they are also the ripest mission field. There are other groups that would be able to attend to the word of God, but children are open. What we teach them is what they receive and is what they actually move on with. And it's very important for us to be able to do so. We see that David served God's purpose in his own generation. How I pray that you and I will be able to serve God's own purpose in our generation. Let's say that one day we have completed our race. May people speak well that Jonathan served God's purpose in our generation. May they say Cheryl did well. Samantha was there for children's ministry. And this is the challenge that we wanted to just be able to bring to us today, to say, may we serve God's purpose in our generation as David did. Thank you.